Hello everyone, welcome again to our channel. Today, what is today's topic?
Disease and how all disease is an energetic disturbance.
Yes, so we're going to make like a contemplation about what is sickness, illnesses, diseases, and I'm going to begin with one thing that I have like understood for some time already, and that is that every disease, every illness, every sickness, every pain in your body, every disturbance of your health is stuck energy of some form on your mind, in your heart, or any kind of disturbance. What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, we're really intricate, complex, and at the same time simple electrical beings. So our whole body is a system with multiple different layers, multiple different bodies, and it's all like an electrical circuit that we're running on, and everything is integrated like a whole. You can't just pick out one little thing like Western medicine likes to find the answer to what's wrong and kind of attack it and kill it. So if there's a disease, they want to identify it and then kill it, usually with a chemical of some kind, like antibiotics or steroids. If there's pain, they cover it up with more chemicals. But that's not really the way the human body works. We're a very intricate, sensitive system with multiple layers, and everything is interconnected between the mind, the body, and the energy field. And that's really, those three parts of our body are a divine intersection that cannot be separated. So when you're looking at a disease or an illness of the body, it's also important to look at what is causing it from a mental perspective and an energetic or spiritual perspective. And the way that energy works and moves is, well, first of all, it's important to say that even though our bodies look solid and our bones seem to be very solid, that they're all just vibrating energy at different rates, vibrating at different rates. And
It's starting just by going back to quantum physics and everything that was science is beginning to confirm about what many spiritual practices have told for centuries and millennia, is that we are only electromagnetism. We are only energy waves. Our body is built upon energy waves. We think that it is solid, but in fact, if we look at the most tiniest part of matter, we will never find what is behind matter, because even if the nucleus of the atom is here and the electrons and protons that are surrounding the atom is not that is happening here. If I had here the center of that atom, the particles would be circulating hundreds of meters away from the center. And even if we get into the nucleus, trying to find what the particles are, we cannot find anything solid. So in fact, we are only energy, in different waves of energy. The glass has different waves of energy, the water has different waves of energy, different frequencies. We are all built out of pure energy, pure electromagnetism.
Yeah.
So beginning with that.
Well, that's why you can shatter a glass with your voice by hitting a certain frequency. And this has all been proven by the most popular and famous quantum physics study or experiment, the double slit experiment, where they were sending two particles through slits and it would hit a wall, and they found that observation changed the way that the particle hit the wall. When the particle was being observed, it was a solid hitting the wall, and when the particle was not being observed, it was in a wave form, which proved a lot for quantum physicists in understanding that everything is constantly in vibration, and when we observe it, that's when it takes form or takes shape based on our observations. So everything is taking shape and form based on our consciousness and awareness. And when you're not at home, your home is in a wave state, which is cool.
And one way of bringing that to a practical aspect is how does music influences your state of being, right? If we are listening to certain kind of music all the time, then kind of our frequency of our emotion and our mental begins to like go into that wave. So what do you put inside of you? What kind of music are you listening? What kind of TV are you like watching? And what kind of frequencies are around you? What kind of music, or even if it's I don't know, one building that is being built just beside your house, just have that into your awareness to see how can you balance those musics and frequencies and vibrations around you.
Yeah, and a really beautiful way of healing with sound frequencies is with solfeggio tones, which you can find on YouTube or online in binaural beat form. And one of the most popular and healing solfeggio tones is the 528 hertz, which is for transformation and miracles and DNA repair. So it completely heals your DNA, and like if you have any ancestral things going on, it can help to heal that as well.
And speaking about health, how does a frequency, a vibration, brings your body to balance?
Well, so that comes back to the idea of how energy and frequencies work on different levels, and everything is starting off on the energetic level and then trickling down into the physical manifestation of that. So any disturbance in energy isn't starting in your physical body. It's actually starting on the energetic level, and then it's coming into the mental, and then it's coming into the physical. So, for example, something like cancer is a physical manifestation of stored anger that's been stored and held inside for a long period of time and has not been accepted, has not been worked with, has not been looked at, so it's just really stuck energy. And so the anger is coming from an energetic level. It's coming from your mind, it's coming from your experiences, your traumas. Maybe it's coming from past lives, maybe it's coming from your ancestors, all the way back through time. And time's another topic to talk about at another time, because there's really no time. So if there has been energetic disturbances in your ancestral line or in past lives, which are really parallel lives, then that's all happening actually right now for us to heal in this moment, because there is only right now.
There is one thing that we will keep on repeating once and again, is that we are here as the family humanity to heal everything that has been that hasn't been healed yet. So whether it is a disease, a pain, an illness that is being manifested through, like, one cancer, for example, in this case. We are here to heal that. And if it comes from anger, is because there is an emotion that hasn't been taken to awareness, and just look to that anger. Where does it come from? Is it real? Is it just a trauma? Is it just an experience? Is it a story that I'm telling to myself? What do you
Yeah,
what do you
and the
think?
next step after bringing the emotion of anger to awareness is to work with it, to feel it, to allow yourself to feel it, to accept it if you can, and even to love it if you can. And there are many different practices of being able to do this, bringing the emotion up to your awareness. And because the body, the mind, and the energy are all so interconnected, things like body work are really helpful for bringing emotions up. Getting massages, getting acupuncture, doing any kind of body work, doing yoga, doing breath work brings up the emotion. Dancing, ecstatic dance is amazing. So all of these things are like somatic ways of bringing up emotions by working with movement and with the body. And then there's the mental side of it, like somatic therapy and psychology is really helpful.
Breath work. Circular breath work.
Because all of these practices are moving energy, right? So like when you move energy, and energy wants to flow through your body in a harmonious and balanced way, and it comes up against a blockage, then it will ask you to look at that, what's causing that blockage. Because everyone's body and mind and spirit, we're not just a body, we're a body, mind, spirit complex. Everyone's body, mind, spirit complex wants to be in perfect harmony. That's its natural state, what's called homeostasis. Everyone has their state of homeostasis, and everyone is very individual and unique in what their balanced harmony is. So this is something that's really powerful to know, like, okay, this is what makes me feel good, this doesn't make me feel good. And starting to listen to your body and listen to your emotions, and listening, like, how does this food make me feel when I eat it? And food is a major frequency that we're putting inside of our bodies.
How does this music makes me feel? How does this news make me feel? How does this conversation with this kind of person makes me feel? How does this environment makes me feel? And how can I bring that environment, that music, that conversation, that is surrounding me, how can I balance it to a frequency that is actually bringing me some well-being, some awareness of myself? So what every single one of our videos, what is going to call to you is that awareness, that presence, an awakening inside of you, that is observing yourself. That self-observation is so important to bring to your awareness what is keeping you away from health, what is keeping you away from balance, what is preventing you from becoming the true person, the real being that you came here to be. Because we are here to shine, so you have the right to be healthy. So what is happening right now? And let's bring to our conversation this this topic that is just in our news all around. What are viruses? What is a disease like a virus? How does it manifest in us?
Well, this is a hot topic. It's my belief and my experience that viruses are false belief systems or false belief patterns that have been held for a long period of time, causing an energetic disturbance, because it's taking this false belief pattern that is not aligned with our truth, is causing an energetic disturbance. And some of the false belief patterns that I see a lot in people that I work with, one of the most most common ones is I am not worthy. I am not enough. I don't have everything inside of me that I need in order to be happy, in order to be healthy. And a lot of times this comes from childhood programming, from your relationship with your parents, and just the whole environment when you are growing up.
And it's not something that is, that is affecting you specifically. This is a human thing. We are here to shine again. We've been taking that right away, so we are giving that power away. When we feel that we have fear of something that is going to happen to us, we are giving that power away, because we have the right to be healthy. We have the right to be balanced, and we have the right and the obligation, the duty to be in our complete center, being coherent with what we think, what we speak, what we feel, and how we feel in this body. So how can we begin to understand what is a virus? Tell me what you told me the other day when we were speaking about what is a virus, how does parasites what do parasites have to do with this? How can we change the way that we think to begin to be healthy completely? What are heavy metals in your body, chemicals, and we're going to talk about afterwards one very beautiful and exquisite topic is women's health, right? So first, viruses.
Well, the easiest and most accurate way to think about a virus is like a computer virus. That's coming into your computer and causing disruption because it's like incorrect code. And this is exactly what a virus is within the human body. It's incorrect code in our DNA, like a DNA mutation. And what allows that to come in is an incorrect belief or a thought pattern, especially one that's been held over a long period of time. And what Felipe was talking about the relationship between viruses and parasites and toxins and chemicals and heavy metals, they're all interrelated. Your body cannot carry a virus if it is clean and balanced and in harmony. And what carries a virus is a parasite. Like the parasite is carrying this faulty genetic code that is the virus. The parasite is carrying it on its back through your body. And we get parasites from lots of different things, like food, especially some kind of meats have parasites in them. But in general, the energetic side behind getting parasites is not having strong boundaries, not saying no when you want to say no, and not being aligned with your truth. So really, when you're working with a physical thing like a parasite or a virus, it's not just about clearing or killing the thing that's there that you want to get rid of. It's about looking at, okay, what's causing this on an energetic level, and if you don't address that, then you won't be able to permanently clear the issue. So when it comes to parasites, I work with a lot of people on clearing parasites, and it's quite a process because you're looking at, okay, where in my life am I not aligned with my truth, and where am I not saying no when I want to say no? And in order to say no, that means that you need to know what feels right for you and what doesn't feel right, and that means that you're in touch with your intuition and your emotions, and this is what Western society and Western culture has been designed to separate us from, is our innermost intuition and feeling. Because when we're in touch with our intuition, we're in touch with our power, and we don't need anyone else to tell us what to do or what to buy or what to say. We don't need to buy anything in order to be happy, because we are fulfilled within ourselves. So the way that the parasites work on a physical level inside of our bodies is that they're building these nests in order to be able to kind of hide in our bodies, and they do that by building nests out of heavy metals and toxins. And then our body actually creates candida, which is a type of fungus, to protect us from the parasites. Otherwise we wouldn't be able to function. So it's creating this myriad of health issues, including the heavy metals, including the candida, including like the parasites themselves, and it's all combined. So when you tackle one thing, you're tackling everything. And then when you go in to clear the parasites and you do a detox or a fast or a cleanse, and the parasites die, they're releasing all of these toxins as they die into your body. So it's quite an intensive process and needs to be done with a lot of care and attention. Yeah.
So what are, for example, what is, first of all, what is a parasite? It's something that is feeding from something else, right? So a parasite, for example, on a plant is feeding from the plant, feeding itself and destroying the plant at the same time. What is a mental parasite? What do you think? I mean, we haven't discussed this before. We are just trying to bring to our whatever is coming, what is a mental parasite? So something that is feeding from yourself, right?
Yeah, if it's something feeding off of your energy
and destroying you.
Yeah, it's not a symbiotic relationship. It's an unhealthy, unbalanced relationship where something is taking your energy, taking your power.
So for now, for example, what can be a kind of the mental figure, the mental form of a parasite? We were just talking about it. I am not enough. My health depends on something else. I cannot cure myself. I have to use something to cure myself, as if my body wasn't wise enough to cure itself. Am I correct?
Yeah, this is correct. And it really is all interconnected with the whole system of our bodies, but not just ourselves. We're the microcosm of the macrocosm. It's also related to the earth.
Exactly.
The whole earth and how we're treating the earth. And that's why parasites are such a big issue right now. I've personally found, working with hundreds of people, that parasites are the underlying cause of almost all illnesses.
And why is there an imbalance on parasites in your organism?
And the reason why this is such a huge issue right now is because of the way that we're treating the earth, and not taking care to be sustainable with our practices and our lives. So it's how we're growing the food, it's how we're treating the food, it's how we're using like Monsanto products and chemicals to spray all of the food, and GMO products. And in our own lives, most people use so many chemicals in their lives without being aware that it's harmful for their own bodies and for the environment. So it's the fact that humans are actually being parasites on the earth that's causing the parasite problem in
Very
general.
well said.
Yeah.
And there is another thing. We have a flora inside our gut that is healthy flora. Why is it unbalanced? What is it that we are consuming over and over and over that is keeping us from having an intestinal healthy and balanced flora?
I could talk about this for a whole
Video.
year. For a whole year, really.
But in general,
yeah, the health of the gut, which is the microbiome, is like the balance of good and bad bacteria in your gut. And your gut, your intestines, your digestive system is actually your first brain. Like it's where your intuition lies, and it's the first part of your body that is developed in the womb.
And we call it the solar plexus, not for just random reason, right?
Yes. It's where our intuition lies, in our gut. It's our instinct, and it's our intuitive response. It's our first response that sometimes we don't even notice, because it happens so quickly, and then our mind takes over and we try to rationalize whatever our instinct was. So that's why it's so important to have a healthy microbiome, which is this whole environment of your intestines and your gut, which is helping with your gut reaction. And this is creating your entire immune system, comes from your gut.
Very well.
And so it protects you from everything in your environment, and it's also, there's the gut-brain connection that's also creating mental clarity and governing your emotions and your feelings and producing all kinds of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine and the love hormone. Like, many of these neurotransmitters are actually produced in the gut, especially serotonin, which generates feelings of happiness.
What is preventing us, in terms of food, from having a healthy flora?
The number one thing is sugar.
Good.
Okay.
I love sugar. I'm not saying that I don't. I love sugar, but there are so many other sources of sweetness that we don't take into account. But okay, keep on going.
Okay, we can have a whole video on that.
Yeah.
The next thing are anything chemical or processed. Anything chemical. Even using a chemical product in your home to clean things, like the soap that you're using to wash your dishes, the soap that you're using to wash your clothes, the soap that you're using that probably has bleach in it to wash your floors.
Bleach.
Yeah, bleach is like the number one thing that is destroying the microbiome.
Stop using bleach in your house.
And there's bleach in almost all normal cleaning products.
So stop using cleaning products. There are myriads. Just look on internet. There is a thing on you go on internet, and there is a thing that is called Google. Google. How to stop using chemical products in my house. How to stop using laundry soap in my house. How to clean my house without chemical things. You will find lots of answers. Ask us if you want. Okay, now next issue.
Okay, just a little tip. Many people think that natural cleaning products are not effective, but they're actually way more effective than bleach.
There is another of the conditioning that is coming from TV. Please stop watching TV. Not our channel.
Okay.
But stop watching commercials, or at least know that information is not true information. It's not information at all. In fact, it's misinformation.
Yeah.
So another thing.
And one of the best tools for cleaning is baking soda.
Yes.
Yeah. And also for skincare products and lots of different things.
Vinegar.
Yeah.
Baking soda. Natural soaps. Lemon. I mean, just with that, you can clean your whole house, your clothes, yourself, no soaps, your hair, whatever.
Yeah, and the best thing for skincare is coconut oil. It's my favorite.
Yes.
Anyways, other things that disrupt the microbiome are antibiotics. Would be the next biggest thing that's affecting our microbiome and the microbiome of our planet, because so many people are using so many antibiotics all the time for any little thing that they don't even know that they have. The doctor just tells them to take antibiotics, all these different kinds, and the bacteria are becoming resistant, and they're quite smart about it. So then we keep on having to develop new antibiotics and taking more, and they're just not working. And in the end, they're just destroying our microbiome, and it's all like part of the planned system to like make us dependent on the healthcare system. But it takes months and months, like at least 5 months, to repair your microbiome after taking one course of antibiotics.
And can an antibiotic kill a virus?
No.
Good. Yes. Viruses cannot be killed through antibiotics.
In fact, I believe some antibiotics, and especially vaccines, actually carry viruses in them. Yeah.
Let's not enter on that yet. But one important thing is that for you to be healthy, you don't need antibiotics. You don't need anything external but own self-care. And these are just some ideas. We don't want you to believe us. We just want you to experience what we have experienced in ourselves, in our bodies, in our minds, on our hearts. Please, we are not talking about something that we are just thinking conceptually that it works. We have experienced it on ourselves. I have cured myself of many things. What can be for our viewers some practices to begin to clean your gut, to begin to clean your anger, to begin to clean your immune system, your gut, your flora, that we can advise?
Yeah, well, for the first step in this path is just of health, of complete health, is realizing that there's always a natural alternative to everything. The cleaning products, the medicines, the food. There's absolutely no need for chemicals or processed things in any way. And the natural way is actually more effective, and it's sustainable for our environment. So that's the number one thing to keep in mind. For example, the most effective alternative to antibiotics is something called colloidal silver, which is a really beautiful thing to have around your house all the time.
Again, look on Google, colloidal silver, how to use it, what are the uses for that. You will find tons of information about it.
And one of the most effective antibiotics is turmeric, especially fresh turmeric. So that's another
Ginger,
sweet thing.
garlic,
Yeah.
and practices.
The number one practice for regenerating your microbiome and your gut health is taking probiotics and eating fermented foods.
Fasting.
Yeah, we're covering a lot of topics in here, but that's just like the easiest way to start regenerating your microbiome.
Gallbladder.
Yes.
Cleansing.
Okay. Each of these is a video. And each of these is a process that I work through with the people that I work with to start detoxing. So one of the easiest ways to start fasting, which is a powerful tool for detoxification, is with intermittent fasting. And this is a way of stepping into the world of fasting without having to fast for a long period of time, and it's quite easy and enjoyable. And it involves fasting in the morning, so you sleep and you're not eating when you sleep, and then when you wake up you also don't eat for as long as possible. So usually when I'm intermittent fasting, which is most of the time, I wake up and I have some tea, and some people like to have a bulletproof coffee, which has like coconut oil in it or MCT oil in it and butter and blended together, which actually helps with the intermittent fasting and getting into a state of ketosis where your body is burning fat instead of carbs and sugar.
But we will talk about that.
We'll talk about it. But anyways, you don't eat until late in the afternoon, like around 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. And then you have a short window where you're eating. So you only eat maybe from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And that means you're fasting from 7 p.m. and then all through the night while you're sleeping and then all the next morning. And you can work up to this, but maybe try starting with just cutting out one meal a day, which is breakfast.
Ask us if you have questions about how to begin a fasting process or a gallbladder cleansing that includes obviously all your liver, and what that process is bringing to your health, and just feel your body. So there is one topic that I want to talk about even shortly, but what about a little down, like vaginal flora and health, about women's health.
Yeah, I'm really excited to talk about this, and I'd like to have a whole video dedicated to this topic because it's so important, and I come across it so often with many women kind of trying things that don't really work and might even be harmful to their women's health. Like I once had a woman who had a yeast infection and put hydrogen peroxide up her yoni. So that was
Yoni is your
vagina, vaginal area. So yeah, don't put hydrogen peroxide up your yoni. This is although hydrogen peroxide is an amazing tool for many things.
And to clean the house as well.
Yeah, but not for your yoni.
No.
So the vaginal area has a flora too, a microbiome, and it's important to maintain this. And usually when your microbiome of your gut and your intestines is balanced, also the microbiome of your vaginal area is imbalanced as well. If you're going to put anything up your yoni, the only thing I would suggest is our special probiotics meant for that, to balance the microbiome there. But when it comes to vaginal health, the number one thing that we wanted to mention was the importance of using organic, natural products during your menstrual cycle when you're having your period, instead of like tampons or pads that are full of plastics and chemicals and bleach. And
even the cotton ones.
Yeah, even the cotton ones are not the best idea, just because it's disrupting the microbiome and the health of your vaginal area. But in general, like the normal tampons that you buy at the store and the pads are just full of chemicals and plastic, and it's causing a lot of waste on our planet. And so such an easy shift that you can make in your life is using something called a cup, and sometimes called a diva cup or a menstrual cup, and it's just made out of silicone, and you can just buy one in your whole lifetime and keep on reusing it and reusing it. And the menstrual blood comes into the cup and fills it up, and usually you can even go almost a whole day with just one cup. Usually that's fine for people, and so it's not a lot of hassle to be taking it in and out throughout the day.
It requires some awareness using it and some contact with yourself. That is another part that we have been taking away, of contact with ourselves, because our fluids are part of what we are, and we kind of we say, no, gross, I don't want to have any touch or any contact with that. But in fact, when you don't have any contact with your body, you lose contact with who you are. That this body is part of our vessel to act in this reality. So definitely we have to have contact with this. I love your body, love everything from it. So one of the things to be really aware of it is like, okay, I have contact with this.
Yeah, and there are a lot of practices that I'd like to talk about in another video, but the most
by herself, I'm not going to do it because
the most important thing is to stop using any chemical products in that area, and try out a cup if you're open to it.
And what about pills?
And chemicals in general, we're trying to clear out chemicals from our lives. So that includes hormonal products that are disrupting your natural hormones, and for birth control and things like that. There's other safer and natural ways to monitor your cycle and be aware of when you're fertile and when you're ovulating, but don't involve using any type of chemicals or patches or rings that are being flushed down into the toilet or put in the trash and into your blood, and then going into the oceans. And one last thing I'll say about the beauty of using the cup is that one practice that I like to do that connects me with the earth is taking my blood and putting it back into the earth by putting it in the trees and the plants. And this is a really beautiful way of communing with the earth and recognizing the sacredness of our menstrual blood, which has the power of creation in it. So it's a way of connecting with the earth, giving back to the earth, and regenerating ourselves and our earth.
Very good. Well, we already talked for 40 minutes. I think from this video many topics are coming. We will be posting videos as soon as we can, as fast as we can, about different issues, about cleaning the house, about your gut flora, about your vaginal flora, about your mental health, about your emotional health, how to deal with emotions, how to deal with stuck energy. Breath work, breath techniques are super important. Find someone in your community that can lead you to breath work, to contact with your gut, to clean your body. Please do it. We need this as humanity, as individuals, as part of who we are. This is how we are going to fight, not fight, but at least be prepared for whatever is coming. Nothing is happening just here, just now. Everything is happening at this precise moment. So breathe. Lots of love for all of you, all our viewers. If you have any comments, just leave us some comments. We will be happy to share our life, our experiences with you. If you need advice, again, just don't hesitate. We are here to help, and we are doing this because we like it. We just want to share information, some insights, and please motivate you to be in contact with yourself. Lots of love around the world.
Lots of love. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm Felipe.
Nick.
And we love you very much.